again from the sports desk. The rugby fraternity is mourning the passing of former Springbok and Bulls player Pedrie Wannenburg. He's died in a car accident in the United States, this at the age of 41. Wannenburg played in 20 test matches for the Springboks between 2002 and 2007. He holds the record of 99 consecutive matches for the Bulls. Wannenburg retired in 2018 after an illustrious career. For more on his time at the Bulls, we're joined by the Rugby Union's president, Willem Strauss. A very good morning to you, Willem, and thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, we start off by sending our condolences to the Blue Bulls Rugby Union, of course, the fans and everybody that is currently part of that family for the loss of Pedrie. Just who was he? You know, for those that may not have known him, particularly because he didn't play in the 2003 or 2007 World Cups, where a lot of our rugby stars who did don the green and gold, you know, came to stardom. So for those that may not know him particularly, who was Pedrie?
Yeah, it is a tragic loss, and on behalf of the Blue Bulls rugby family, also our condolences to his friends and family. His little son is still in a critical situation, so our prayers go out to his boy as well. Yeah, no, Pedrie was quite a character. Huh? Like you correctly said, played 99 consecutive matches for the Vodacom Bulls, played 20 test matches for the Springboks as well. But was a real Blue Bulls legend and a player that created a lot of memories here at Loftus-Versfeld, and that will be sorely missed by our rugby fraternity.
What did he do for the Union that essentially has him regarded as a legend? I mean, obviously he did play almost 100 matches in a row for the Union, which you don't see. You never used to see before him. You don't see definitely now in this particular generation. But what exactly stands out that makes him the legend that was Pedrie Wannenburg?
I remember seeing him for the first time playing rugby in 1998 at the Crayon Week for high schools in George, and he was a schoolboy prodigy already at that age. You could see this guy was destined for higher things and better things, and when he joined the Bulls, he was also part of that golden era, you know, between 2007 and 2010, when the Vodacom Bulls won a lot of Super Rugby titles, 3 Super Rugby titles, and a lot of Currie Cup and other titles as well. Part of that team that played with Victor Matfield and Bakkies Botha and Fourie de Pre and Brian Abana and Afona Dungane. So part of that golden era. And then the last time I saw him again was 5-6 years ago in Austin in Texas. He was a coach there, coaching there, and he seemed to be very happy with the lifestyle in America, etc. So, but yeah, he's really somebody. He was quite a character. Could be naughty sometimes, but definitely a character that was a huge, big team man and a huge favourite of the Vodacom Bulls supporters base.
Did he live up to his potential?
I think so. As you correctly mentioned, particularly that he didn't play in a Rugby World Cup, but you know, I think having played 20 test matches for the Springboks, especially as a loose forward, that's the one position that we always in every era seems to have hundreds of outstanding prospects, and having been part of that Vodacom Bulls golden era, so I think so. You know, one would always think that he could have might have played a little bit more test matches, but I think when you look back at his career, his rugby career, he will be fulfilled.
You did mention that he did spend his time in Austin, in the United States, of course, where he was coaching. Of course, that is where he has unfortunately lost his life. I mean, do you know, now that you mentioned that you did spend some time with him while he was out there, do you know why he chose the United States to further his coaching career?
I think it was due to circumstances, you know. I think when he left, they started that professional rugby league competition in America. He joined as a player there, firstly. And then became a player coach, and then became a coach. And, you know, my heart also goes out to former Vodacom Bulls coach, Heineke Meyer, who was involved now with Pedrie as well, and, you know, went through this with Etienne Botha a decade ago as well. But, yeah, you know, like I said, when I saw him last time 5-6 years ago in Austin, he was really embracing the American lifestyle, and he seemed to be a huge hit in Texas as well.
I can't let you go without asking you about what's actually currently happening right now where the Bulls are involved. That's the United Rugby Championship, of course, where South African teams have been using their home ground advantage to the best of their abilities, making sure that the guys from the north are not having it as easy as they should. Of course, we do know the Stormers just yesterday humbled the Glasgow Warriors, who are considered to be one of the favourites to win. We know that Leinster is another team that is potentially going to win this championship if we look at where the points are at the moment. Just what do you make of not just your union's performance in the United Rugby Championship, but just South Africa's performance in that competition so far?
Yeah, you know, when we joined the competition in October last year, it was definitely a huge challenge for the South African teams. You know, it was the end of a long season for us. We had to go to the UK in that cold and wet conditions. And I always thought, you know, once they come to South Africa, it's going to be a different fish of a different kettle. So, yeah, no, it's very glad to see that 3 of the South African teams are in the playoff zone in the top 8. And actually the Lions as well, although in the bottom 8 are playing exceptionally good rugby, and they're having a good record at Ellis Park against those overseas opponents. So, you know, hopefully as we get used to referees' interpretations, as we're finding our feet, strengthening our squads, I have no doubt that the South African teams will be major contenders, if not this year already, then in the years to follow. And, yeah, it will be interesting now to see Leinster. They sort of came with a weakened team to South Africa. But if we can have 3 South African teams in year 1 in a playoff situation, I think that will be a great, it will be very well done.
We can only but hope as a South African rugby fan that you guys do as well as you have been doing so far this year. Willem, thank you so much for joining us here on eNCA this morning. That is the Blue Bulls Rugby Union President, Willem Strauss. Of course, condolences to him, condolences to the Blue Bulls family, and condolences to the Wannenburg family, of course, for the loss of Pedrie Wannenburg. And that, of course,